Hi there. In 2010, I wrote a book called Conversations with the Heart, with the idea of writing it for my high-paying clients, but also that one day I would get to talk about it. And now, finally, I get to tell you about my book, Conversation with the Heart, because it's really good. And I'm on a mission to help people live amazing lives. So what I wanted to do is tell you a little nugget from it. I'm going to have other video clips coming on later on, but today I want to talk about the principle that no matter what's happened to you in your life, you were worthy of love. That none of this was because something is wrong with you. Because when we are little kids, we create stories because of the way the world reacts to us that makes us feel worthy or unworthy. For example, a common one I have found is when we were born, often we were put in a nursery and we were on a feeding schedule, and no matter how much you would cry and cry your little heart, nobody would come. So working with my clients, I found that's a common source of decreased self-worth because you're a little baby, you're crying for your mom, for your dad, for someone to come and comfort you, and nobody comes. So you cry and cry and cry and cry, and nobody comes. And now you start creating stories about yourself. What's wrong with me? I'm unworthy. If I was worthy, someone would come and pick me up. And then you cry again, and then you cry yourself to sleep, and then you decide that I'm not going to keep crying and asking for what I want because it hurts too much when I cry for someone and nobody comes. So there's a price to pay for that. And then other things happen, like mom has the audacity to have another baby. Lo and behold, now mom is busy with someone else beside you. What's wrong with you? Or you go to school and you have your best friend, and one day they're playing with you, the next day another kid has a better toy than yours, and all of a sudden you're left on your own. So you created stories about yourself that if you want to, and I hope you want to, you can take the time to undo the story. Because is a baby worthy of love? Is a toddler in the throes of the terrible twos worthy of love? Is a teenager worthy of love? Is a 20, 30, 60, 80 years old? At what point did you stop being worthy of love? Now most people say, oh no, I didn't stop being worthy of love. Well, if that was true, you would feel really worthy of love. But that's not true, because you stopped being worthy of love when you decided that you were unworthy of love. So it's just about you taking the time deciding, I'm going to undo these stories, because the truth is, no matter what happened to you, no matter what is happening or whatever happened to you, you are worthy of love. And the thing that I have found that really helps my clients pull themselves out of their stories, I see it as there are two possible stages to human development. The first one is the unconscious, asleep, infantile stage, where you get your sense of worth from the way the world reacts to you. And then you have this stage two, the conscious, awakened, mature stage, where you get your sense of self from the way you are connecting with your heart. Because the only thing that lives in the heart is love, gratitude, inspiration, and wisdom. So stage one and stage two are also nicknamed stage one, the boot camp. And stage two, heaven on earth. In the boot camp, it's just the boot camp. Like, some people were born into like a musical boot camp. Very nice, very sweet, not very challenging, but it doesn't get their wings ready to face challenges. Like when obstacles happen, often they're not as ready. Some other people were born into an athletic boot camp, where they were supported and challenged, and they got to grow their wings, and they're stronger, and they can face better life's challenges with more self-confidence. And then there are the people who were born into a Navy SEAL kind of boot camp. And if you know anything about Navy SEAL, it's super challenging. They have something called Hell Week, where you don't sleep for a whole week, and they put you through crazy trials and tribulations. But if you survive the boot camp, the Navy SEAL boot camp, you're a superhuman being. You're amazing. So if you were born in easy situation, more challenging, or extremely challenging situation, it had nothing to do with your self-worth, about you being worthy of love. And then if you're lucky, then you're going to leave stage one, the boot camp or hell on earth, and you're going to graduate to stage 2 where you start creating your life from your heart. So to help you transition from stage 1 to stage 2, I'd like to ask you these 3 questions. The first question is, what are 2 or 3 events that happened in your life that made you feel unworthy, that something was wrong with you? Then, what would you tell your own child or a loved one if they were going through the same thing? And then 3, write about and see the big picture of why none of this had anything to do with your worth, that it was a way for you to grow and go through life that had nothing to do with your worth, but to help you bring the best out of you, no matter how challenging it was. And what I would love to do also is, in a few videos, I want to answer questions. So if you have any questions you would like to ask me, like if you could sit with me for a coffee, what would be some questions you would ask me? I promise I'm going to read all of them. I might not be able to answer all of them, but if you would send us at info@drlegionelle, that would be fantastic. We'll answer your questions in the little video clips that you can follow along. Bye for now.